I'd like to tell you a story. It's a family story, but it's also a Trevecca story. 110 years ago, there was a family living up in a corporate coal mining town called Monterey, Tennessee. And they were a big part of the brand new Church of the Nazarene that was located there. They had an 18-year-old boy, and the pastor of that church saw something in him. And he gave him $5 and a train ticket to Nashville, going through on the new line that had just come through the previous decade. And he said, when you get to Nashville, ask for Trevecca. They'll help you. That was my grandfather. And that decision, that train ride, has made all the difference for generation after generation after generation. Now that's the story I grew up with. My boys came to see me just a few weeks ago, and I wanted to take them to Monterey. We'd never been there together. They'd never been there. We went out and we saw the church, and we saw the little train depot, which is just, 15 feet across, where you'd stay out of the weather before you. It hasn't changed in 100 years. And I learned something while I was there. The pastor of the church was with us, and he said, the folks here, and they all go back to that time, they remember the story a little different than the way you just told it. I said, I'm fascinated. Well, he told me that when the time came for Grandpa to get on the train to go to Nashville to attend Trevecca, he didn't want to go. And it took considerable effort to get him to that station and on the train and on his way. That was something new. When we finished our little adventure out there, we drove back with my boys to Nashville, and I wanted to let them see the beautiful and what was then brand new train depot in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, it's got turrets, and it's got towers, and it's got this giant clock, and it's got a artwork of the Angel of Commerce and all kinds of wonderful things. And we were sitting there looking at that, and I said, now remember what you just learned. You understand why that 18-year-old didn't want to leave his home. That was his family. That's everything he knew. Everything out here was unknown. And you understand how hard that would have been. The pastor not only gave our grandpa $5 and a train ticket, he gave him the kind of talking to he needed to build up his courage so he would get on the train. And I looked at my boys and I said, we now have a new family motto: get on the train. Embrace the opportunity. Strive for something bigger. Take on what's uncomfortable. Follow the calling. Get in touch with the challenge. I think of Genesis 12:1. And the Lord said to Abram, leave your country, your family, and your father's house, and go to the place that I will show you. Get on the train.